I want to try something new. I'm trying something new. I have this new microphone that I'm really excited about.
We know, Bob.
Can you be excited for me, please?
I'm excited to
This brings me joy.
Excited for you because you have your microphone. I think you should find your own joy that doesn't center around me being happy for you.
No, I have joy in the microphone, but I want more joy. I like to share joy with you.
I want more. I want more.
Yeah, who cares? No big deal. I'm a whore.
I didn't know you like Spindrift.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like seltzer water. You know, I drink a lot of. You got like it's kombucha or something. Like it's seltzer water. You see me? I drink a lot of seltzer water.
I don't like kombucha. I never got on the kombucha thing. I just don't like the taste of it. It has like I'm not into kombucha.
I used to not like it, but I'm much more into it now. I started ordering on it at Sweetgreens. Oh, I'm gonna order Sweetgreens today.
New York has Sweetgreens?
New York has Sweetgreens, yeah.
New York had one Tender Greens on right there by Bryant Park on 41st and 6th for like a year, and then it closed down. I'm like, New Yorkers would not fuck with Tender Greens, honey.
I discovered Sweetgreens in Berkeley, and now me and Jacob practically live off Sweetgreens. Sweetgreens is our go-to. Like Sweetgreens is literally our go-to. When me and Jacob can't decide where we're going to eat, we go to Sweetgreens. What do you give for Sweetgreens?
I get the chicken
pesto. This is not paid. Sweetgreens has not offered us any money.
I get the chicken pesto parm, but instead of the quinoa, I get the blackened. No, I get the blackened chicken, and I add
always the blackened chicken. Every time I will substitute blackened chicken.
Yeah, that other chicken looked like it's been boiled, and it looked crazy. I like the blackened chicken.
It tastes fine, but the blackened chicken is bae.
Yeah, blackened chicken is good, and I always get double protein. But I just like a lot of meat.
I used to get double protein when I was. So I started going to Sweetgreens because my trainer was telling me to go there. And I would go and get the Harvest Bowl, no goat cheese, double protein. But now that I'm not like working out like that, I was working out so hard every day. Well, not every day, but every day I worked out with him, it was like insane. It was honestly, I look back and I was like, I cannot believe I was doing that. That was very intense working out. I just be walking, or I found like a little 30-minute video on YouTube, a little 30-minute cardio video.
So Bobby at his little office, and then I called Bob the other day. And I'm like, "Hey, girl," I'm talking to Bob, and he's just like walking in this fucking office. I'm like, "Bitch, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm walking. I'm walking." When Bob gets a little thing that he likes to do.
What's so funny? What is so funny? Why are you always making fun of me?
You do the event and act like nothing is different. That's what it is. Like I call you, and I call you, and you're just. I'm like, what are you doing?
I got a standing desk, and I have an office treadmill. So what happens is there's a standing desk that's really high, and my computer's on it, and then I have a treadmill under the desk, and I walk on it, and I do my meetings, and I'm on my little treadmill. I think it's really cute.
It is cute, but Bob doesn't act like nothing is different. So you this nigga just like this the whole time. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, Monet, I'm walking. I'm like, oh, you do you understand why I might think that's strange that I'm talking to you in an office and you're just walking in place?
That's not how it's. What I said was, I said I got an office treadmill. I'm walking on it. That's what I said. I didn't go. I'm walking. I said, oh, I got an office treadmill. And then I grabbed my camera and I showed Monet. I picked up my whole laptop, showed her the setup.
Okay, the laptop is not 18,000 pounds. My whole laptop, bitch. It's a MacBook Air.
The whole laptop. And I showed Monet. Monet act like I just said I'm walking, and that was the end of the conversation. I said I got an office treadmill.
And then we're in this meeting, and Bob this is Bob the whole time in the meeting. It's just you're just such an odd person. You're such an odd person.
That's not weird. I mean, maybe it's not the standard to have an office treadmill, but me walking on a treadmill does not make me an odd person. You always act like me doing the most mundane things. It's like this. Do y'all remember the episode where I opened up a soda? Monet was like making fun of the way I opened a soda. Yes, you did. I even commented on it. I said, I was afraid making fun of me the way I open sodas. So listen, you all, this is the gaslighting making me think I'm crazy or I'm weird for doing run to the bitch. My name is Run to the Mill.
Run to the Mill. Run to the Mill.
Run to the Mills. That's the name. Run to the Mills. Oh, I also went and so last I saw like a TikTok, and it kind of inspired me to go out and buy something. So I went online and I bought some Warhead pickles. You know Warhead, the candy company?
Yes, and make pickles, that sour thing.
Oh, you don't like pickles though, do you?
I don't like pickles. I like Warheads, but I don't like pickles.
Okay, so to anyone out there wondering, they're not Warhead flavored pickles. I thought they would be Warhead flavored pickles. They are not. They are just sour pickles. It's just a regular sour pickle. It is particularly sour, but it tastes nothing like a Warhead. Now I have a fridge full of Warhead pickles.
Did you order these online?
I ordered 6 of them, so they came in a pack, yeah. But today I have some chamoy pickles coming in, which is going to be...
Chamoy. Okay, let me say something. Tahine is my new, like...
Chamoy?
No, tahine. Because tahine is like... Tahine and chamoy...
I think tahine's your new chamoy.
Oh, no. Well, tahine and chamoy, they're cousins. They're close in flavor. Very similar in flavor profile. But
except chamoy is a little bit sweeter, and chamoy is like a paste.
Right, and tahine is just like it's like a grain, not a grain, like a what you call that? Yeah. Anyway,
salt. It's like a salt.
And I put tahine on everything. I put it on my eggs. I put it on all my fruit. I put it on my gummy bears. Tahine is so fucking good on everything.
Do you want to thank Jada Essence Hall for giving you that idea?
Jada didn't. My friend Aritza put me onto that, actually.
So Jada's nothing. So you sat in the room with Jada Hall doing shots of tahine, and
I wasn't offered.
You just didn't. I just didn't see it. You just didn't see it.
I was never offered a tahine shot.
But did you hear it?
I think it's because I'm black.
Who's you offered to? Jinx? Who's you offered to?
I think it was Jinx she offered it to. Yeah, shout out tahine. I wonder if Jada gets a lot of people bring tahine to her in meet and greets now.
So let's talk about your fracking trip.
The fracking was great. We got some really good water into the ground. We got some good oil out of that trip.
Do you know what fracking is?
Yeah, when you pump oil, like you're basically douching the land. You're taking a bunch of water, you're pumping it into the land to find oil.
Because you all know the oil and water don't mix. So if you push water down, oil will rise. Up. What do you think about the RuPaul fracking controversy? Because part of me, there's two. I feel like I'm like a big part of the RuPaul fracking controversy because
of this.
Because of this, so people always mention like that kind of like. First of all, there's the fracking itself, and then me and Peppermint's video really got the fracking talked about even more. And I will say it is weird that people blame RuPaul for the fracking when it's like his husband's family's land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I
like
think
RuPaul has taken the full brunt of the fracking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about that. I don't know what these hoes are doing over there in Wyoming. I don't live there. I've never been to Montana. I've never been to Wyoming. Which, by the way, did you just hear about Montana? Montana is the first state to ban something. Hold on.
Saucy Montana?
Oh, TikTok. Montana is the first state to ban TikTok. You cannot get on TikTok on your personal device in Montana. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, what? How is that?
I don't know how.
What's the jurisdiction on that? How do they make that a thing?
Yeah, Montana becomes the first state to completely ban TikTok on personal devices.
So what if you're driving through?
I don't know. Because there are some states, I feel like somewhere in the South, I couldn't go on like porn. Like I couldn't go on like a porn website. And I was like, why is it every time I was put in my search bar, it would say
where were you trying to watch porn?
I was on my laptop in the hotel room.
In what state?
I want to say Alabama or maybe it was Mississippi. Bunny and I were doing an episode and we were talking about
you and Bunny were watching porn together.
Well, we often do. That's the only way I can come. And then so we were trying to go. I was going to go on the website to show her the thing,
right?
And it wouldn't come up. And I think it was maybe Alabama, but there's a state that Safari would not load the page. And I was like,
"Are you sure it wasn't because of your hotel? Because you can watch porn all over the South."
But everything else was working, though. Everything else was working. Like I'm
saying it might have been the hotel.
Maybe the hotel just blocked it. I don't know. But Montana, you cannot get on. You can't on personal device. I don't live there. Have you ever been to Montana?
Yeah, I've been to Montana. Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, I've never been to Wyoming. I've never been to Montana. I've never been to.
There's only one state I haven't been to.
Alaska.
Maine.
I've been to Maine. There's a Portland, Maine.
I know. Maine's the only state. I mean, you don't drive through Maine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you been to Vermont?
Yeah, I've been to Vermont.
Work. What were you doing in
I've been to
Vermont?
probably drag or children's theater or something.
Okay.
The only state I haven't been to is isn't Bernie Sanders the senator from Vermont?
Vermont. He sure is.
Yeah. How do you go from Brooklyn to Vermont?
Well,
whenever people end up in places, I'm like, whenever people end up in small towns or other, I'm like, how did you end up here? Like, what is going on? Like, how did you end up here?
Well, Vermont used to be a red state, and back in the 70s, 60s, that's when they had the whole hippie movement up there. So basically, a bunch of hippies moved to Vermont to occupy it, to make it blue, and that's why, and that's how Vermont became a blue state, because all these hippies from the 60s and 70s, we need to make this state blue, and they all moved up there. Isn't that crazy?
I am the senator from Vermont, and I do believe that this year we are going to have a major movement in capitalism in terms of the United States of America. How is that? Honestly, be honest with me. 1 to 10.
It's giving.
Okay, wait. Before you start talking, 1 is completely unrecognizable. Like, I would not know who you were doing under any circumstances, for any reason. And 10 is, I thought Bernie Sanders was in the room.
I'm giving you a solid 5, right in the middle.
Not even Monet, not even a 6 or a 7.
To quote Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, I said what I said.
Can you tell me why?
Because you start to sprinkling things. You start to sprinkling other things. Like, I was also getting Gilbert Gottfried. I was getting Lura. I see trees are green. Like, I was getting all of that. Like, you start to get all these other people.
Okay, well, let's hear your Bernie Sanders.
I can't do Bernie Sanders. I never said I could.
Since you're the queen of impersonations, since you're giving out 5s, since I got 5 on it, let's hear your Bernie. Let's hear your senator from Vermont.
I don't have a good Bernie Sanders. I don't do impersonations. They're not my thing.
Obviously, they're not mine either. Clearly.
Whoopi Goldberg's all her specials are on HBO now. Well,
oh really?
Well, now HBO is becoming Max now, because Discovery, the whole thing. Now HBO is becoming Max.
No. Max is Max. HBO is HBO. So HBO Max is becoming Max. HBO and HBO Max are two different entities. So, for example, We're Here is on HBO, and you can watch it on HBO Max. HBO in the HBO Max shows you will not catch on. They're never on the actual channel HBO. Whereas We're Here was an HBO show that you can watch on HBO Max. If that makes any sense at all.
It does. It makes sense. But I just saw this article and I was like, because they're also changing there's something about the purple color of if anyone has, we all have streaming at this point. We've all left cable and we all paying $175 a month. Now we all have 10 different fucking streaming things and we're paying $200 a month like fucking idiots.
I must be paying over $200 a month.
It's crazy for all the things.
True Bill, come save me.
Let's take a break and we'll get Rocket Money on the situation. Yeah, because Bob, I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have HBO Max, I have Peacock, I have YouTube TV, I have a bunch of them I'm thinking of. I have the Discovery Plus channel because I love Chopped. Chopped is like my favorite show. It's like I just watch it. I just have it playing all the time.
Survivor found dead. Survivor found in a ditch dead.
I have Paramount Plus.
You like Chopped more than Survivor?
No, I like Survivor a lot too, but I just watch Chopped all the time because I've watched every season of Survivor. Chopped has 44 seasons, kind of like Survivor. No, Chopped has over 50 seasons at this point.
Jesus Christ. So I have Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV. I have
Apple TV. Mm-hmm.
I have Max. I have YouTube Premium. I have Prime. I have Prime. I have Wow Presents Plus.
Yep.
I have Rap Battle TV. King of the Ring. What? Why is that so funny?
But it's an app. There's an app for Rap Battle TV.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
That's very cute that you have that.
And there's
Disney
some great rap
Plus?
battles in there. I have Disney Plus, but I low key share Disney. I'm low key taking someone else's Disney Plus though.
See, I feel like here's my thing about sharing those. I feel like if I share someone's, one day these companies gonna crack down, and I'm gonna lose. The day I want to go, I'm gonna put on my TV, and then I can't get it because they didn't figure out that we all hack in the system.
And then you can sign in. As signing up for them literally takes 30 minutes.
30 minutes? How long it take you to sign in?
Well, not even that. Like it's pretty quick to get one. Like I set my mom's up when I was down there, which I don't even think she uses them. Like my mom still uses cable. Like I got her all these fucking things, and then she calls and goes, "How do you get into the Prime?" And I'm like, "This is wild."
Okay, there's this one. Have you ever signed up for Zeus TV? Because Zeus TV that's what all them shows.
Will never catch me watching Zeus TV. For Zeus TV is one of the most problematic channels, I believe, out there. Zeus TV is wild. I don't really believe in that idea that like our people are going. If it was say you push us back 30 years, I don't really believe in that. Except for Zeus TV. Zeus TV is bad for Black culture.
Yeah, it's wild. That's where I think that's where Krishan and Rock's show is at. That's where Tokyo Tony and formerly the artist formerly known as Black China, aka Angela. That's where their show used to be.
She didn't go by that. She didn't go by Black China
honey,
anymore?
she got saved, honey.
I saw her. I saw her at the cross. Maybe I saw her at the cross. I said,
hands, bitch. She was prostrate before the Lord
in a gown with her ass accentuated. I was like,
okay, Bob,
what?
you can be sexy for Jesus too.
Apparently, I did recently discover Tokyo Tony because of TikTok, and what a wild ride!
Toxic.
First of all, her and Black China really look alike. It's kind of gaggy.
Yeah,
obviously they're mother and daughter.
But the way they
Tony,
talk to each other,
I couldn't imagine her being my mother. Like me and my mom argue sometimes, but like that, no.
Angela, you stupid black bitch! I can't believe you're gonna fuck that nigga. Gonna fuck him too.
And then she goes on the internet and just starts dragging her daughter on the internet. I'm like, this is truly wild behavior.
But you better be careful. She gonna come up. She gonna and to them fat, ugly, black ball motherfuckers, Bob and Monet. Y'all gonna talk about me and my motherfucking daughter?
Honestly, I would love to be. No, actually, I do not want to be.
Bob, don't do that.
I don't think I. You know what, Tokyo?
You going?
Me and Monet are calling you out. Everyone tag Tokyo Tony in this video.
Talk for yourself.
Me and Monet Exchange are coming for that ass. Me and Monet.
Speak for yourself.
I saw this great bit on this great like prank where this guy was like standing in front of a restaurant. He was like, "Yeah, come out here and fucking fight me, you piece of shit. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll fight you. Yeah, I'm standing out here. I'm wearing glasses. I got a baseball cap with 2 little tennis rackets on it. I'm wearing a chain."
And then somebody else.
Yeah, he kept describing. He kept describing the guy next to him. The guy kept being like, "Whoa, hey!" The guy was like, "No. Hey, give me that phone."
You know, I want to be able to see people that does these like TikTok pranks and pranks like that. But I've seen them go really left. Like there's one recently of this guy. He's at the airport and he does the thing where he goes to baggage claim and he's taking a bag and it's someone else's bag and the person's trying to stop them and he's like, and then they act like it's a prank. But one person got really upset and then that kid ended up getting arrested.
Well, some pranks are funny, and so like saying like, "Come fight me, I'm this guy next to you," that could be kind of funny. But sometimes they just walk up and they're like, "Hey, faggot, it's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank,"
and then they got knocked out. Yeah,
it's like, where's the prank? You just walked up and called me a name, or someone walks up and goes, "You want to fight me or something?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, let's fight." And they go, "It's a prank. I'm like, that's not a prank. You just walked up and aggressed someone. How is that? I mean, I'm not saying it's not a prank because I guess art is subjective and prank is humor is subjective. But like, I just don't get how that's funny to just walk up and like be mean to a stranger and then just yell.
Very straightforward humor.
Mad, you're just yelling, "It's a prank! It's a prank! It's a prank!"
It's very straight guy humor. It's like a lot of that stuff I see is very straight boys. It's like all these things these straight boys do. Like I excel them. I like on my gay TikTok channels with that dude pranks. I never see stuff like that. Like I don't it's never stuff like that. It's very straight guy humor.
There's this guy who walks. There's this like white guy who walks up to black people in Walmart and just goes, "Hey boy, hand me that right there, boy."
A black guy who walks up to white people?
No, it's a white guy who walks up to black people. And he just goes, "Hey boy, hand me that thing on that shelf, boy." And they're like, excuse, who are you talking to? He's like, "You heard me, boy." And then someone else will grab it. He goes, "No, I don't want you. I want that boy to hand it to me, boy." And I'm just like, how is this a prank? Like, what?
Yeah, that's not cute.
It's a prank. It's a prank. You know what I do on TikTok, though? What I cannot stop doing on TikTok is TikTok debates.
I've seen you. Well, also, you'll get on them and do like at 3 o'clock in the morning because you ain't got shit else to do. Like, you don't have a whole day of shit of work.
You got me.
To do.
I have nothing to do.
And I'm saying, you have a lot of shit to do. But Bobby, you need to get more sleep. What?
Why do you think why do you think I need to get more sleep?
Because how many hours of sleep do you get a night?
It differs on different nights. Like last night, I went to bed at 1 or 2, and I woke up around 10.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's 8 hours. That's good.
9:30 or 10.
Oh, that's good. Okay, good.
I usually get between 6 and 8 hours of sleep every night.
I'm normally 6. Rarely is it 8. I'm always normally about 6.
Oh, bitch, so you need to get more sleep. Talking about me and my sleep. Don't ever come for me and my sleep, honey. Anyway,
TikTok
but no, I get on these. Okay, first of all, I'm currently banned from going live with other people.
Why?
Well, that's not quite true. I'm banned from going live as a guest. Okay, so when you go on TikTok live, you can go live with someone at the same time as like partners, where you both have equal footing in the live, and then you can have guests where people are basically under your live. I'm banned from doing that because I was low key trolling in a TikTok debate.
How are you trolling?
Okay. So I'm usually in debates, usually around 2 subjects, mainly one. Usually queer rights, specifically trans rights, and then also gun control, and then occasionally misogynistic men who are saying ridiculous things about women, like if a woman doesn't have an orgasm, it's her fault, kind of shit. So I got into this debate about pronouns and whether or not pronouns are ridiculous. And then you're in this it's kind of like the Brady Bunch square, right? I was in the middle. And there's people I was right in the middle. It was so perfect. So I do this bit where I'm acting really silly, but I'm also making these points. And I come in, this guy's like, I asked this lady here, I say, "What are your pronouns?" And she goes, "I don't do pronouns. You can call me anything you want." But she's trying to say that she doesn't do pronouns, right?
Right.
I said, "So I can call you any pronouns?" She goes, "Yeah, you can call me any pronouns, honey." So I was like, "Okay, so I can call you he? I have your permission?" And she goes, "Yeah." So I started calling this woman he the whole time. And I kept calling the host she, with their permission. So I kept
and the host was
a cis man.
A cis man, okay.
Who was against pronouns.
But
and I kept being
okay.
And I kept so it was truly a guy who goes by he and a woman who goes by she, but I kept swapping out their pronouns because they said they don't care. And I said, "Well, if you don't care, if you give me permission, I'm going to do it." So I kept doing that throughout the whole thing, and I kept being like, "Well, her problem is," and then at one point, the lady got so mad, and she goes, "It's she," and I said, "Oh, so pronouns matter. Oh, so what you're saying is." You were getting misgendered for 10 minutes.
And it was too much.
And it drove you to the point of madness. But you want to fully be out here in these streets misgendering people for years on end. I was misgendering you for literally 10 minutes. And
you could handle it.
And she goes, I don't care what you call me. I said, "All right, sir. If you don't care, sir, I'm going to keep calling you he, him." And she got me, it doesn't matter. But then, of course, so anyway, I think I got banned for misgendering people.
So
I got banned for hateful behavior.
So when you have that, so after that moment, like what was her response? Was she like, "Oh, pronouns do matter"? Like, how did she?
No, she was this like Caribbean lady. and she was saying a lot of very offensive things. She was basically being like, I don't like. I kept being like, just why don't you just say you don't like gay people and just let that be it? And she was like, okay, then I don't like gay people. And once I caught her, and she was like, is she like it? And the chat was like, oh, the chat was like, oh. She still wouldn't acknowledge that pronouns matter, even when she was so annoyed by gooped and gagged, honey.
Right.
She still could not be like, yeah, pronouns really do matter. And I kept telling the guy who was a host, I was like, he was a little more chill than she was. I was like, so you see how everyone kept calling you she everywhere you went, especially as a pejorative?
Yeah.
How it would start to bother you. And they kept being like, no, I don't care. I really don't care. And I was like, all right, girl.
Did y'all have debate teams in high school?
I don't know if we had a debate team. I wasn't on the team. If I was, I was pretty much full time in 2 clubs, so I didn't have time to do any other clubs. I was full time in the drama club. I was the president of the drama club, and I was in a group called Gentlemen of Quality. Gentlemen of Quality. Can I say it? GQ, Gentlemen of Quality, and it was a boys club for basically it was like this teacher, Mr. Culver, teaching us how to be men. Obviously,
and
it didn't work.
What did that like? What was that comprised of? Like, what did you do?
It ended up being just a bunch of gay boys.
What to say? Y'all niggas was like, we need to know how to be straight. We got to learn this shit now.
It ended up just being a bunch of gay boys, and then we made a step team.
Oh my God! Literally the exact opposite of everything Mr. Culver tried to teach y'all.
So it just ended up being a step team. It just ended up being a step team, girl.
I can't. Not the Gentlemen's Club. That is something you would only see in a Southern school.
It's called GQ, Gentlemen of Quality.
That's something you would only see in a Southern school. I have never heard of that up north.
What clubs did y'all have?
I was in a performing
arts
school.
Were you part of any clubs?
No, I was in a performing arts school, so we were already technically in clubs. Like the MC kids are one thing, the dancing kids are one thing, the vocal majors, like drama kids. So we were kind of in
what
our
about
clubs.
other stuff that what about like mathletes and
we didn't have any of that. Bitch, we didn't have PE.
Club?
We did not even have PE. We didn't have a gym.
You didn't have PE?
No. Our PE was our art.
So because first of all,
no. Because Bob, first of all, if you are singing correctly, singing properly is exercise. It is, you are tired after you're singing, after you learn technique.
Okay, I'm not saying that. Okay, singing properly is exercise.
It is a full workout. Like your abs hurt afterwards. Like
your legs, your calves. Your biceps.
I didn't say that. I said your abs.
You said full workout. Oh, not a full body workout.
I didn't
full
say
workout.
Yeah, it's a full workout. I'm gonna say full body.
Okay. Because my school had chorus too. Like we had a chorus teacher, but singing is a workout.
Wait, let's take a break, and I want you to ruminate more on how singing is a workout for you. Having a good therapist, Bob, is more important now than ever, okay? Alma is a platform working to simplify access to high-quality, affordable mental health care and connect you with the best doctor for you. Alma is a platform that is working to simplify access to high-quality, affordable mental health care. The website is so accessible and easy to browse. I just love it.
Listen, I think it's important to take care of your mental health. I love how easy Alma makes it. So Alma, check your battery. Alma helps therapists work with their major insurance companies to make therapy more accessible and affordable. Over 96% of therapists at Alma take insurance, including Aetna, United Healthcare, Cigna, and more. These sound like variants. People who find in-network care through Alma save an average of 77% on the cost of therapy. Alma has a diverse network of therapists to fit your unique needs in an easy-to-use directory. You can filter for gender, sexuality, sexual orientation, race, etc. Every therapist at Alma has a detailed profile so you can get a better picture of their working style, expertise, and why they pursued a career in mental health.
It's easy to get started. Most therapists offer a free consultation call to gauge fit, no upfront costs or commitments, and you schedule your consultation directly online with the provider at a time that works best for you. Alma is available nationwide with both virtual and in-person options. Find a therapist with Alma today at helloalma, ALMA.com. That's helloalma.com.
Okay, I think that singing is a workout.
Why is that so hard to process?
Because I feel like singing is singing. Like, I feel like singing is working out I think singing is training, but I think that it's just not the same as PE. It's just not the same as PE.
It's not, okay, it's not the exact same as PE. Just like basketball is not the same. You're not working at the same thing as tennis, maybe, but it's still a workout. Singing, like when you learn to sing properly, you are leaving tired. Like your abs, your core, your chest, sometimes your back is sore.
I do believe that you can be sore from singing properly, but I don't know that I would equate it to PE.
Right.
And it feels like you all should have been given.
I agree. We should have
some PE. Like how do you never did a physical fitness test?
No.
You never did a physical fitness test?
I don't think anyone did that. No one does that.
Everyone outside of New York City, all of us did physical fitness tests. All of us. You had to do one every year. We did it. Jacob, did you ever do a physical fitness test, Jacob? The rest of us were doing physical fitness tests all the time.
No, but I went to a private school.
So I get, okay, public school. So am I the only one who there's no way my school was the only school that did physical fitness.
I'm not the only one, but I know in New York State, I don't think, obviously it's not a law required by New York State because we would have had to do it as well.
That's so wild. New York doesn't make you do a physical fitness test. Yeah, we had to go every year. You have to run a mile. You have to do every year. You have to run a mile every year. You run a mile. You have to do push-ups within a certain time frame. You have to do pull-ups. You have to do a certain number of pull-ups. You have to, and you can fail it. And if you don't run them out in a certain time, you get an F.
Really?
Unless you have a physical reason why you can't do them.
Baby from New York, honey, the streets was our physical fitness test. Okay, that's what our physical bitch running from a muggers running. That's our physical fitness, honey.
No, bitch, running for the train. That's trying to get your arm in the door before that bug closes. Prying the doors open, bitch. You want some lats? Pry open the subway door.
Honestly, girl, that will really blow your delts up. Where do you get your salad debating from?
I do this podcast with my friend Monet Exchange, and I think that a lot of well, okay, to be fair, when I'm on TikTok, I'm a lot more petty than I am. You think I'm petty here? B. The night I got banned, I actually got people to download the videos. So my thing on TikTok, like when I go in these rooms, especially when I see a bunch of like people being transphobic or doing some transphobic behavior or racist behavior or homophobic behavior, and it's all them, they have no opposition, I'll type in the chat and I'll be like, hey guys, I'm here to ruin your fun. And they'll be like, no one can ruin our fun. I'm like, let me in, I'll show you, I can ruin your fun. No one will be having fun by the time I'm done. And then I get in the debate. And when I go live, it signals to all of my followers that I'm live now. So they all join the debate. So then basically everyone in the chat is like a bleeding heart liberal. You know what I mean? And then, so then the chat turns against the people running the room. And then I will sometimes be like, hey, just so you guys know, if you see someone if you see a profile that's doing transphobic behavior, you can report them. You can click this you can click the name, click the start, click the flag, click the this, and report them. Then I get the rooms reported, and sometimes I get them shut down, or where they're like, this room is now so too many of Bob's followers are here. We have to now just shut the whole room down and start a whole new
one.
And I'm like, yeah, mama, yeah, break this shit up. Yeah, honey. And they got to the point now where they see me and they'll be like, do not let Bob in. Do not let Bob in. He ruins everything. And I'm like, yeah, honey, that's right.
Not Bob the bully on TikTok.
You know what? Yeah, I do bully. If you're being transphobic and you're being racist, yeah, I will bully you. Yeah.
Bob is a TikTok. Bob will love a TikTok, honey. A tiki and a talk.
Have you never? Would you ever debate on TikTok Live?
I would, but I don't know how to do that. I've never done it.
When it gets petty. You should do one. You should do one when you have free time today. What you do is you
How do you
make a
find it?
background. So the algorithm knows that I love arguing somehow.
Gee, I wonder how.
So basically, if you make a background on your phone that says like trans women are women, and then you green screen it, and then you just sit in front of it, people will just start coming to your live who either agree with you or disagree with you. Or if you'll say cis is not a slur, or you'll say
all white people are racist.
These are the you wouldn't want to put that up there because you that's the one thing that will probably get you taken down. But you could say something like all white people benefit from white privilege. That's what you'd want to put in, and then people would come in, or you'd say. But also there's a language to TikTok debating.
I know.
Do you know about the language?
So you don't get banned or disqualified.
No, you can't say banned either. Okay, so you can't say banned. You have to say bananaed.
Bananaed?
Yeah. So you say, oh, I got bananaed, or I don't want to get bananaed.
I can't. TikTok. This fucking baby Google Gaga language on TikTok drives me crazy sometimes.
You can't say white people. You have to say YT people.
Or YT. Like I can't.
You can't say killed. You can't say suicide. You can't say murder.
Unalive.
They all become unalived. You can't say guns. You can't say firearms. You can't say pistols. You can't say rifles.
You gotta say pew pew.
You say pew pew.
Do you really?
You say pew pew.
I can't.
They'll be like, today we're talking about pew pew control.
Because I don't want to get bananaed by the white tees.
Because I don't want to get. Oh my God, you're getting it. You get the language of TikTok.
I can't.
You would say, all right, guys, we're talking about pew pew control. We're talking about.
Are you leaving? Okay. Andy's just scaling the wall.
Nigga, we see you.
You can see him?
Yes, I see him.
Oh, yeah, they can see you, Andy.
Looking thicker than a snooker. No, but yeah, you would say like we're having a debate about pew pew control. Because I don't want to get bananaed. So please don't say, the M word, which is murder, the S word, which is suicide, the K word, which is kill. You have to go on a lie. It's a very interesting way of debating. You should get. Peppermint says she wants to do one with me, and I'm like, I'm down to do more, but I'm currently completely banned from doing it on TikTok, so I have to wait until I can go back in again.
Oh, Pepper's on TikTok now?
Peppermint on TikTok, yeah. So you all should follow Peppermint, but it's not like. But someone has her name, so she's not like.
Yeah, I have Peppermint. To be V Monet. This is the one platform I can't have my motherfucking name. I'm V Monet Exchange because some shady bitch was like Monet Exchange.
Yeah, she's the real Peppermint 24/7. The real Peppermint 247.
Real. Oh, okay. Because she normally just Peppermint 247.
Yeah.
That means her birthday is February 4th, 2007. That's when she was born.
Pep be on the internet.
What?
Scandalous, honey.
On TikTok?
Yes.
Where? I gotta find her.
She's here in a bathing suit chopping wood in the snow. I say, girl, this is scandalous.
Oh, yes. I did see this.
It's giving scandal, honey. I love
the snow.
Will you do a TikTok debate live with me one time?
I'll do a TikTok debate live with you for sure.
But Monet, they get messy. Like if you think what we do here is petty, if you think this is messy, you might not want to roll in the mud with me in the TikTok debate because they will call you all the names. It is wild over there.
I've been called worse by better, and her name was Violet Chachki.
What did Violet Chachki say about you?
No, she didn't. I just said it right away. I used to see Violet a lot on social media. I don't see her anymore. Right?
Track her. Maybe because she blocked you. Maybe you got bananaed.
Probably. What about like No Gorge? Like, I think like No Gorge. I used to see him every week. Now it's been a month of Sundays since I've seen a No Gorge.
I think you're just not looking for it. I think they're still. Let me see. No Gorge. The last No Gorge episode came out 3 months ago.
They're in their Sibling Rivalry season 1 era.
Sibling Rivalry season 1 era for sure.
Because podcasting is a
tough.
lot.
It's a lot. It really is a lot.
Monet and I both do 3 podcasts a week. Monet and I do 2 together. Monet has her one with Bunny, and I have one with Peppermint. Which, by the way, if you guys aren't listening to me and Peppermint's podcast, we have a podcast called Town Hall.
Ebony and Irony podcast. Is really good.
Anyway, me and Peppermint have a podcast called Town Hall, a Black queer podcast, and we recommend you go and listen to it. We are very, very proud of the work that we do over there.
Lady Bunny is queer. Lady Bunny is queer. She falls into that too.
I'm not saying this has nothing to do with Lady Bunny. All I'm saying is that me and Peppermint have a podcast called Town Hall, a Black queer podcast. That is all I'm saying.
Okay.
What's your debate style?
My debate style, I don't really debate. I mean, and listening here, I think so. I have a very bad memory, which I think makes me not a great debater because I can't remember a lot of the things. Like I would literally have a point, and while that person is talking, I forgot about that point. But no, sorry, that's arguing. I'm not a good arguer, but I am a good debater because debater, like if I'm going to debate, like I have I'll have a thing of. Because in high school, we didn't have a debate team, but in humanities, we would do debates in humanities, and I would have like...
What's humanities?
Humanities, they mix it where they kind of put social studies and English together. It was one class for us. It was an hour and a half. It's supposed to doing a social studies class.
That sounds like fun. I would love that. I would have loved that in school.
Yeah, humanities was great. And then so Miss Sabatino, shout out to Miss Sab. I don't know if Miss Sab is still at PPAS, but we would do like these debates, and like you would get the topic.
What does PPAS stand for?
Professional Performing Arts School.
Word.
To quote Mistress Isabel Brooks.
I've been working on a Mistress Isabel Brooks impersonation too, but it's not great.
Let me see. Let me hear it.
She's like, when I went and did RuPaul's Drag... Hold on. She's like, yeah, listen, I mean, everyone keeps saying like they love me for being the big girl, but I don't know where they see that, so... My heart goes out to all the big girls.
It's like
she never really speaks above this tone. Like even when she says like, I'm just really emotional right now, but I do want you all to know that like I see you and I appreciate all the love you give me.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming out on 1 to 10. We're at a 4, but I see that.
Yeah, worse than the Bernie. Worse than the Bernie.
But I see coming, but also very new for you though. So I see an 8 or a 9 for you very soon.
What do you give my Obama?
Do it again.
Here's what I'm trying to say. I have been on the podcast Sibling Rivalry with Monet Exchange.
I give that a solid 7.
7?
Yes, but I think that when you do your women better, like your Carol Channing is, I mean, it's a 10. We all know that.
She has an easy voice to impersonate. Yeah, I'm very proud of my Carol. Sorry, you were talking about your debate style.
Oh yeah, so like when I debate and I have like we'll get the topic and I will like roughly put out like my ideas, so I have my ideas on page, so I don't forget them. So debating I'm better at because I can prepare things that I'm going to talk about. Whereas arguing, like in the middle of argument, I'll be mad about some shit that's been percolating, and then in the argument I get so heated I forget what they are.
But you don't do like any online debates or anything like that?
No, I don't do that.
Please do one with me.
I would do one with you. I would do one.
I mean, you said you have a little bit of free time today. We can do like a 10-minute debate after this. You just have to go live on TikTok, and
no, I don't. Live. I don't have free time today. I have a gig today, and you have to drive to Santa Barbara. You said
you're free till 11. What time is it now?
It's 10:18, but I also have to pack my suitcase too.
You said you could podcast until 11. You said I had your time until 11, and now you're taking it back.
Because if I have early time, I have to go make breakfast. I need to go get my shit done. No,
you said you could do this till 11. So now you're taking these backsies. Now you're taking these backsies.
Are you about to say the other thing? You about to say the other thing?
I was not. I absolutely was not.
Did you learn to debate and argue at home?
No, we weren't really allowed to. I mean, my mom allowed us to speak our minds, but it wasn't really a debate. Like she would hear us out, and then she would say her piece, and then she would tell us the verdict. But my mother was not like, "Shut up, don't talk." We were allowed to express ourselves at home, which I think is important for children to be allowed to express them. The whole like children should be seen and not heard is a really weird.
I agree.
It's weird. I don't know where that came from or why it's so popular in the Black community. But I was definitely allowed to express myself at home.
Yeah. I mean, I had a little less than that. Like I wasn't a seen and not heard kid. My mom was definitely like, if I want to go to the park, my mom was trying to hear a dissertation why I want to go to the park. It was like, no, you can't go to the park because I said so. But I was often allowed to go. It wasn't like this privilege I had to earn. Like I could go all the time, but there'll be like a reason why I can't go. Like, well, we're going out later, so you can't go. She didn't want to hear. Well, okay, mom, listen to me. I'm gonna go at this time. Come back and shower and be ready. She's like, no, I just said you can't go. But you know,
wait. I'm confused. Were you given because I said so, or were you given reasons? Usually,
no. It was because I said so.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah.
I used to get real. My mom was very patient and explained a lot of things to me.
Oh no.
And my mother never said because I said so. She would always say, because Chris, you cannot eat that food because it's not good for you and you've already had a lot of candy today, and because I allowed you to eat candy earlier, I'm not letting you eat this candy now. But it was never my mother never gave me because I said so. She always told me why she was making her verdict. And even if I didn't agree with it, she was like, well, that is my verdict, and this is why I'm doing it.
Oh yeah. Oh, why? What privilege, bitch? Oh, why? Bitch, I have an X, Y, or a Z. I ain't get shit. It was just like no.
I do encourage you all to tell your children why, because they get to learn. They get to learn.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's not just because you know. Like I will never forget one time that one of the like biggest learning moments. I used to whine a lot. Like if I didn't get something I want, I would go like
used to.
Anyway, I would go like literally that. And one day I wanted my mom to hand me a comic book that was on the bed. There was a Storm comic book on the bed, or an X-Men comic book with Storm on the front. I was like, Mom, can you hand me that book? And she goes, no. And I was like, And then she grabbed it and she handed it out to me. And then as I went to grab it, she pulled it back and she goes, I want you to know that I'm not handing you this because you were whining and crying. I'm handing you this because I love you. And I want you to read it. And reading is good for you. And then I stopped doing it. And then that day I was like, oh, I will stop doing that now.
That's so cute.
But that's also why I don't want to be a parent, because I don't want to have that patience. What if I get a kid like me who's whining all the time, crying? Oh, that would be horrible. If I had to raise myself, I'd be exhausted.
Now you know
I would
we
hate to raise myself.
But I love you, so I love raising you, baby.
First of all, you've never raised me, bitch. I'm your fucking mother, bitch. I am your mother. You listen to me.
So is that how you gonna talk to your kids? First of all, you better stop whining, bitch. I'm your parent. That's how you gonna talk to your kids?
Let's talk to my oldest and baddest kid. Yeah, yeah. First if I ever had a kid like you, honey,
your oldest and baddest kid is Raymundo Santiago. Let's make that clear. I think I'm the last. I'm your baby. I'm your sweet little baby. Look how you treat me. I'm your youngest baby.
Shut the fuck up. You are ridiculous. Wow, drag Judy Darling. Judy Darling.
Judy.
You call Judy old as hell. You call Judy old, busted, and disgusting. You said Judy's an old, crunchy bitch.
Oh my God.
But also am sending a lot of love to my drag daughter Akila, who is one of my drag daughters from We're Here, who I've actually stayed in contact with, and she's continued to do drag, and she's doing a really fucking good job. So her name is Akila, Akeelah, Akila Blue. You have to check her out on social media, and I think she's doing a little LA tour. If you want to go support her while you're in LA, Monet.
Akila needs to do, Bob. Have you not told this? She needs to do an Akila and the B number.
That'd be cute.
An Akila and the
I've never seen Akila and the Bee though.
It's a spelling movie, but I mean, it's just the name. Just something about the name and like
Yeah.
a B and something. It could be really cute.
But she's a fucking great performer. I'm trying to think of all my kids from drag from where
The
here.
red dress one. The red dress one. I know she doesn't do drag, but
yeah. The only one who
Fierce.
continues to do drag, I think, is Akilah. She's my only. So I really do consider her like a real drag daughter, and I help her out with stuff and try to get her, mentor. She's my last drag kid, and I think I'm calling it quits.
I don't believe you. You are just like who? That's Jasmine. Jasmine Rice has like 9 drag kids. That's you.
Well, I have the time to like help Akilah with stuff, but I don't think I will. I take drag mothering quite seriously. So like, if I'm going to be someone's drag mom, I really like to show them the ropes and to the best of my abilities, and then give them a push out of the nest, and then help them win RuPaul's Drag Race.
I can't with you and this mic. You and this mic.
Yeah. Also, a thing I do in my debates when I was debating. Okay, I had this one debate that was like epic with this guy named Mark, this Canadian guy named Mark. I was gathering him, Mark. I was gathering Mark. Like, he was so mad. And whenever I make a great point, I would grab this microphone and be like, I just ate you.
What was the debate about?
It was about specifically queer rights and like whether or not drag queens should be allowed to read to children.
Work.
And I was saying, I think that saying that drag queens as a whole can't read to children is like saying musicians as a whole can't sing songs to kids because Cardi B has a song called WAP. Like, that's not how that works. There are some drag queens who aren't appropriate for kids. There are some drag queens who are. Drag is a very varied art form, and it's not as black as white as you're trying to make it. And he did not like that answer.
and so when you say something like that, when I hear something logical like that, what could possibly be the response? Like, what did he say to that?
He'd be like, yeah, but what about that one time that a drag queen was shaking her ass in a thong? And I'd be like, that was inappropriate.
Yeah, but not for kids.
And I was like, if you're actually in these streets trying to like protect children, I think that you should look in. If you're really trying to do that, the most people who are like attacking children are people who like live with them. There are priests, there are camp counselors, there are teachers. It's not drag queens. I was like, there is like practically no cases of drag queens. And then he goes, what about this one drag queen in Pennsylvania? I was like, well, I heard about her. I know about what she's doing, but like that isn't such an outlier. If you really care about protecting children, you'd go over to the Catholic Church, honey.
Hello,
if you really care about protecting children against this dangerous entity. And then by the end, he just got ridiculous, and because I kept doing it, I kept being like, I ate you up, and he's like, you're pathetic, and I'd be like, yeah, pathetic, but I ate you up. And then I'd be like, drop a knife and fork in the comments if you want to see me eat Mark. If you want to see Mark get ate up. So
Mark fully turns to the camera and puts his hole to the camera. Like, all right, then let me see you work then.
Mark was like, if you didn't have your little fans, and then he got really mad because he goes, you're not the kind of guy who defends your country on the front lines. And I said, defend my country?
Absolutely not.
I said, what does that have to do with anything? I said, first of all, and then I got him really mad. And I said, Mark, I have a real question. How tall are you? Baby, Mark got furious. When you ask straight guys how tall they are, when you ask alpha males how tall they are, it drives them, especially if you are larger than them. When I told Mark that I was 6'2", 240, he was furious. He was like, I'm 4'11", and I'm 500 pounds. I was like, no, Mark, for real. Tell us for real. How tall are you? Mark, for real. For real, Mark. He would, and then he got really mad. And then, by the end, he kept being like, you know what? You better just stay away from my children.
What?
I said, Mark, you live in Canada. I didn't even know you had children until you entered them into the chat. I had no clue. So then he got really mad when I said, well, Mark, you better stay away. So then I got really paid him in. And I said, Mark, what I know for sure that you need to stay away from my niece and nephew. I was like, will you promise to not DM my niece and nephew? And then
my God, Bob.
And then he wouldn't answer that. I was like, why won't you answer that question? You want to DM my niece and nephew, don't you? And he was like, he got really mad. And I was like, and I kept being like, Mark, stay the fuck away from my niece and my nephew. And then people started commenting on his thing, be like, Mark, stay away from Bob's children. And then I was like, that's how ridiculous you sound telling me to stay away from your kids. Bitch, I didn't even know your kids existed. I don't want to fucking hang around with your fucking kids.
That's how ridiculous. The reason Mark don't have no goddamn kids. He just be saying shit.
And I kept being like, Mark, as ridiculous as you think I sound telling you to stay away from my kids, that's how ridiculous you sound. Bitch, I don't want to hang out with your fucking kids.
Right.
What makes you think I want to hang out with your fucking kids? This is crazy.
Oh, Mark. Yeah,
if you all want, I will post me and Mark's debate on the Patreon. I don't know. Maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe it won't be interesting. But I can post the me and Mark's debate on Patreon. It's people were screen recording it. I have pretty much the bulk of it downloaded, and it got wild. It gets.
Do you save these?
Some people screen recorded it and they uploaded it to the Google Drive for me. I have a whole like second life. My TikTok debate life is like a whole second life for me. It is wild over there.
Well, you're insane.
I will admit, on this one, you're right. My TikTok debating is become an obsession. Like it's to the point where Jacob will come home from the gym or from wherever, and it is almost guaranteed that I will be in a TikTok debate. Like almost every time. But also I do have moments where there are some real ones where we're not like being petty, and those are usually the ones that I host myself. So I've had a couple of where I've been able to have these debates, and like I got a bunch of black cis women together with a few black trans women, and they were explaining to this one cis woman why cis is not a slur and why it's not, and they actually like got to her. They made her see why what she was saying was just too over the top. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I love stuff like that, but I'm like the amount of work that it takes to convince one person that something is not bad or to help them see the error in their ways. I'm like, that is so exhausting. I mean, the amount of work.
I don't think it's just the one person. I think it's also the other people watching as well.
Yeah, sure. But it just feels like it's all of this effort for one person. It's like, fuck you. Sometimes that's how I feel. I'm like, sometimes with these debates and stuff on social media, not just TikTok, social media, you see like a pundit or someone trying to convince an evangelical that being gay is okay. I'm like, fuck that person. Like, fuck them. Like, I don't need to explain to you why my existence is okay and why it is not harmful to anyone else.
But and I think my point is that it's not always about that. I'm trying to find out who I had that debate with that was so great that really helped me. I'm trying to find their But that's the thing. It's really never about that person. For me, it's often about the people watching, the people experiencing, and how they get to learn how some of their behavior was really problematic, was really messy. Like me and Sasha Sanchez and this one lady, I can't remember her name. So Sasha Sanchez is part of my like TikTok debate family now. I love her.
Who? Sasha Sanchez?
Sasha Sanchez, yeah. If you look her up, you'll see her be like instantly.
I know who Sasha is, yeah.
Yeah, Sasha Sanchez is part of my TikTok debate family. We're on the same. We made it in the same algorithm, and I cannot remember the name of this one lady. She's a grandmother, and she's this like black cis woman who's a little bit older, but she was able to like help all these women see that they were just being messy and problematic, and that they were maybe unintentionally aligning themselves with rhetoric that could be turf-like or even YT supremacists. Might I say
YT bandana pew supremacies.
Unaliving.
Well, Roberta, in the future I will join you for
Debater.
I'll join you for a TikTok debate in the future. We'll figure it out when you're unbanned. When you're unbananaed.
Thank you. Well, I love you very, very much, and I hope whatever you do in the day that's more important than this podcast, I hope you have fun doing that.
And I will.
And I hope that whatever is more important than this podcast can be fruitful in your life, like this podcast is.
It is.
Work.